Hello YouTube, this is DrawingKid1313 and welcome to another episode of my program development with C++. This is part 3, I believe, and we are still working on that little clock program that we have. Let me go ahead and run through a few things that we've done in previous episodes, and I will continue on with trying to finish up this program. I may be able to finish it in this episode, I may not. It all depends. But anyways, we started out with just formatting our output correctly, so that if a number was less than 10, we put a 0 in front of it. So that's what all this craziness is about. Alright. The second thing that we did was we made it count up. Alright, so that we can have the minutes and hours and seconds set to a certain value, and then it can count up. The next thing that we did is we made it wait 1 second before counting up, because that's how clock works. And then after that, we made it so that the user can enter the hour and the minute so that they can set the clock. And lastly, we made it so that if seconds is more than 60, reset it to 0 and increase minutes by 1. Okay, now of course we could have just said seconds equals 0 and then minutes equal plus plus, but this is just in case the user was to enter something above 60. So let me go ahead and show you this right now. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit. Hold on. Okay, I shall be right back. Okay. Damn, that was frustrating. I restored my computer and I've been having multiple issues with it, so I just pretty much started a new project, copied and pasted everything in here, and we're all good now. So let's go ahead and run it. It's saying enter the hour. Right now it is 1. Enter the minute. Right now it's 25. Alright, so it's going to count up. And right now it started at 50 because we have seconds set to 50. But what if we were to give the users the option to set the second? Enter the seconds, do that, C in second. And then let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. And now let's go ahead and run it. It'll take just a little bit. It says enter the hour, it's 1, it's now 26, and let's say that the user entered in something like 100 seconds. Alright, so obviously you know that there can't be 100 seconds displayed on a clock. Instead, it would default it to 60, which would make the minutes increase by 1, which is what we have here. What we do is we take the seconds and we divide it by 60 and return the remainder. The remainder of 100 divided by 60 is 40. So this should start at 40 seconds and 27 minutes. There you go, 40 seconds, 27 minutes. Perfect. So that's pretty much why we have that right there. I am going to get rid of the seconds right there, and we're going to make it to where just a nice number that's close to 60 so we can see everything change when we're doing this, because we have this set to to work with seconds, but we want this to work with minutes as well. So we're going to do another if statement and say if minute is greater than or equal to 60, go ahead and do this. Set minute equal to minute percent 60, and then increase hours by 1. There we go. Close our brackets, and we should be all good. Now, I could run this so we could test it, but I want to do the same for hours eventually. Alright. Now, we're not doing a military time clock. We could, and it probably would be a little bit easier. However, I'm just going to do like a regular clock. What is it called? Like, I know one's military time. What's the other time? Normal time? Anyways, if hour is greater than or equal to greater than or equal to 13, or let's just do greater than 12, because it can be 12, However, it can't be greater than 12. It can't be 13 o'clock. So if hour is greater than 12, we want to take hour and we want to put equals hour percent 12. Is that what I want to do? Hour percent 12. Yeah, it's the same thing, but since there can only be 12 hours in the time, we want to divide it by 12 instead of 60. Oops, sorry, I just hit the mic. I apologize if that hurt any of your guys' ears. And we don't have to do anything to increase, just have to reset the hour value. Alright, so now it should all work. So let's go ahead and, just for testing purposes, we're going to make this a little bit shorter. We're going to make it 1/10 of a second, just so that we can get an idea of how it all works, okay? Because we don't want to sit here waiting for forever for it to change. So it's going to say enter the hour. We are going to do 12. Enter the minute. We are going to do 58. Alright, so it's going to count up a little bit faster. You can see that the seconds work. See that the minutes worked. And there we go. Even the hour changed back to 1. And then if we were to wait, whatever 1/10 of an hour is, oh, would that be 6 minutes? Yeah, 6 minutes. We would see that it'll change into 2, 3, and all that. So there we go. We pretty much have this finished. I think the only thing left is, one, to change the time to be correct by adding another 0. And 2, let's go ahead and get this thing to output in the center of the screen. Because it's pretty cool, but it's kind of in the side of the screen. It's not really in the center field of vision or whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and use what is known as a goto statement. And well, no, it's not a goto statement. A goto looks like that, and you go here, alright, and then over somewhere else you would put here. And basically when the code is running through, it'll hit this and be like, oh, I have to go through here, or go to here. So it'll skip all this and go here. But that's not what we want to do. Instead, we want to tell it to go to a specific line in the console. So for that, we use goto xy, or as I used to call it when I first got into programming. I called it this for like a month. My teacher never said anything about it. I was like, Gotoxy. It's Gotoxy, right? And then someone was like, goto xy. I'm like, oh, I feel stupid. But anyways, here we can specify the x and y coordinates that we want the text to output. From experience, I happen to know that I think 25 should be good for the x, and 10 should be good for the y to go to the center of the screen. So now when this code is run, it should, of course, after we enter in the hour, it's 1:31. And not exactly center. I want it to go maybe 5 spaces over, maybe 7. Yeah, let's make it go a few spaces over, make it like 32, 7. Excuse me, I burped. So let's go ahead and set the hour and the minute once again. 1:31. And it's a little bit more center, but let's make it, should we make it 40? Let's make it 40. 40 should work fine. All this is pretty much experimenting, and unless you really have a good visualization of where everything is. Basically when you say 40, 10 for the goto xy, basically it's going over 40, alright, so over 40 characters, and then it'll go down 10 lines, okay? So 1 is now 32, and that's too far. Let's make it like 3 less, 34 less, yeah, 4 less. Now let's see how it works. Just trying to get it to look nice, Enter the hour. We are going to do 12. No, it's not 12. It's 1:32. And there we go. That's fine. That's perfect. Now, what if you wanted to tell if it was AM or PM? Good question. Alright, so let's go ahead and create another variable. It's going to be a string because it stores 2 characters. Okay, so string, and just name this time because it's going to be kind of the time of day, and it's going to store AM or PM. So here you're going to say AM or PM. Space and quotation marks and the line, and then we're going to have the user see in if it's AM or PM. So time, okay, and then with this, what we are going to do, yeah, I think that'll work. So basically, after everything is outputted, we're going to cout space, so that there's a little space after the last second, space, and then we have to output time. Alright, simple enough, correct? Now we want this AM or PM to change when it hits 12. Yeah, that's when it changes. So when it hits 12, being right here, we're going to do a simple if statement. Alright, so if time is equal to quotation marks, and when you're doing an if statement with a string variable, you have to put whatever it is, like whatever you're testing for, in quotation marks. If you're doing it with a character variable, so let's say that this was char for a character variable, you would just put it in those little quotation marks here, okay? And then you would put in your C or whatever. As far as this goes, this is a string because it's storing more than one character. And time equal to AM. Okay, so if time is equal to AM, we want to set it time equals PM. Okay? So basically, this is just going to switch it up. If it's AM, it's going to switch it to PM. If it's PM, it's going to switch it to AM. So that's what we're going to do here. Just do another if statement. Time equal to PM. There we go. Time equals AM. And there we go. Everything should be just fine. Yeah. So let's go ahead and run this. Enter the hour. We're going to say that it's 11:59, and AM or PM. Let's just do AM. Alright, so there you go. We have it outputting AM right there. And once this changes, I'm hoping it doesn't switch to PM, does it? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, here's just a simple error. The place that we have this code right here is testing for hour greater than 12. It doesn't test for equal to, which is when we want this to change. So I'm going to simply cut this text using Control X, and we're going to put in another if statement saying if hour is hold on. I'm just trying to think through, because the way that we have it right now, if hour is equal to 12, it's going to change it every time it increases a second, because this is it's going through this code every second. Alright, and it's checking through everything every second. If we have hour, testing if hour is equal to, oops, I didn't want to do that. If hour is equal to 12, basically, whatever we were to have happen here, it would run it through. Let me go ahead and just show you this real quick, because I think it would be entertaining. Okay. Alright, so enter the hour, it's 11. 59 AM. Alright, so it's going to count up, and once it hits 12, once the hour is 12, it should be changing that every time. Maybe I don't need double equal signs. This is one thing that really confuses me about, the whole programming thing, is when you need one equal sign and when you need two. It's something that I will mess up frequently on. Yep, see, you do need two. Maybe I don't need that. Sorry guys, I may be making myself look like a complete noob. Alright, now this should work. Ready? 11:59 AM. Alright, so it's going to do that. It's not changing. Why the hell aren't you changing? I'll be right back. Let's see if I can get this little problem sorted out. And we're back. I've kind of solved the problem, so that it actually changes it. However, we have ran into a new problem. But first off, the thing that I did differently is just made an if-else statement saying that if time is equal to AM, change it to PM. If time is equal to anything else, change it to AM. So, if time is equal to anything else, it's probably going to be PM. So, let's go ahead and run this, and I'll show you what the problem is. It's going to be 11:59, it's going to be AM, and it's going to run, it's going to count up. You can see that it's saying AM right now. Once this changes, it changes to PM. Then AM, then PM, then AM, then PM, then A, then P, then A, and so on. So basically it's, changing every time because hours is still equal to 12. So, let's make it so that hours is equal to 12 and that's not and, that's or. And minute equal to 0 and second is equal to 0. Alright, so pretty much what this is going to be doing is it's going to be saying, did it just change to hours? Yep. Because when it just changes to hours, seconds will be equal to 0, and minutes will also be equal to 0. And this will this part of the code will only run if all three of these conditions are met. Or at least that's what I'm hoping for, So let's go ahead and run it, and see if I completely screwed up. Right. Oh no. Alright, there you go. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and do it again. So the code is going to run eventually. There we go. We're going to set the hour equal to 11, the minute equal to 59, and it's going to be AM. Alright, and there we go, it changed to PM, and it's not changing back to AM until it hits 12 o'clock again. So it'll go 12, then it'll go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Once it changes back to 12, it'll go to AM. Alright, so there we go. We have just finished our clock. We made it look pretty so that it outputs in the center of the screen. I could probably move it down like 2 lines or so, but right here I think is a fairly good spot. We also made it so that it counts up. If the seconds is greater than 60, it resets it to 0 and increases the minute by 1. And it all counts and should be fairly accurate. So, I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. This is going to be the last part of the programming a clock part thing. If you have any other suggestions for programs that you want me to make, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. This can be anything from like a simple calculator to whatever you can think of. As long as it's not too complicated, I'll go ahead and do it for you. So again, this has been DrawingKit1313 with some C++ programming. If you have enjoyed this video, please help me out by leaving a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, like I said, hope you enjoyed, and I hope you join us next time for more programming. Until then, I will see you.